All right, let's begin. So, what I'd like you and your table partner to do to get this thing going is I want you to pick, you're going to pick uh, one of the pair of values from each of these travel agents. So, we got Thrifty Voyage, Frugal Ride, and Value Vehicles. Okay. So, this is for car rentals. So, between you and your partner at your table, pick, like, I'm going to pick that one. And then maybe over here, I'll pick four people or 4 days, $143. So pick a pair. And then let's figure out the cost per day. Cost per day. Okay. So we want to figure out the cost per day for each of these. And you're going to enter it in underneath. So using your calculator, I'll give you that as a task right now. Lindsay, would you please tell me how much Thrifty Voyage charges per day? $36.50. Alrighty. Uh, Sophia, can you tell me how much Frugal Ride charges per day? 35.75. Okay. And uh, Jasmine, can you tell me how much Value Vehicles charges per day? 37 flat. Okay. Does everyone agree with us? Is that good? Okay. So for part A, we're going to look into the cost for renting uh, a car for 10 days between all three of them. So, what strategy might we use to get the price for 10 days? Lupe.
You just put one decimal back.
One decimal back. That would be multiplying by 10, right?
Yeah.
And the strategy is just pulling one decimal back. I could see you guys were well taught. Well, does everyone agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's really 10 times. And so let's see, for Thrifty, that would make it $365. I'm kind of a stickler. I always put 0 cents. Okay, then we have Frugal. And that, how much would that be?
That'll be 357.50 cents.
Thank you. Remember, we're dealing with money, so we need two places behind the decimal. I like that. And then we have Value Vehicles. I'm just going to put value. $370? Very good. And I think it's pretty obvious. What's our best value of Frugal Rides? Okay, very good. I like it. Um, so now let's look at some types of rates. Rates can be useful for comparing different um, quantities, values. Either one of those words is good. So that problems can be solved. Rates can rates can be solved using tape diagrams or proportions, just like ratios. So, what kind of things have use rates? Obviously, we looked at one. What are these?
Yeah, things that charge you hourly or daily, monthly. Like a subscription service on the streaming platform
There you
has a
go.
rate.
So maybe like rates with prices, price rates. There's other things that involve.
There's also exchange rates.
Okay, yeah, that's still with money, but other things that don't involve money. And can anyone think of any rates? Like when you're driving in a vehicle or you're riding in a vehicle at this
Miles per hour.
miles per hour, mileage. Yeah, basically how much gas you can use. So mileage. Uh, Anything else we can think of? Distance. Can distance be a rate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, miles per day, like if you're traveling.
Well, that's the same thing as miles per hour.
Well, that's how many miles you've covered per. Yeah, guess so. I was thinking of, you know, how far you go in a day.
Oh.
All right. So use your understanding of rates to answer the questions below. Uh, a manufacturer, a manufacturing line can produce 15 widgets. I have no idea what widgets are, but when I took economics classes, basic economics classes, we talked a lot about widgets. Um, all right, so 15 widgets in 2 minutes. How many widgets can the line produce in 30 minutes? Okay, so this is a good question for you to work with your partner. So, what strategy could we use maybe? What strategy? Ezra. Well, explain. What would your thought process be? Like 15 widgets in 2 minutes. Okay, so we'll make a unit rate.
Or you can multiply the 15 by 15. Yeah.
It's twice, right? So now we got two because you can take this and maybe double it, or find the unit rate and multiply it by 30. Okay, so try that one, then read and try number two. Okay, so very nice. I like the thinking there. Um, do you remember what we call these equivalent fractions? You've worked with them before, I'm sure. Last year for sure, and probably even in fifth grade. Do you remember proportions?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes, proportions. We're going to be definitely exploring proportions. So yeah, we're basically creating equivalent rates to do this thinking. Proportions is what we were doing. We were doing some proportional thinking. Remember when you would cross multiply
Oh.
to get, you would have proportions, you would cross multiply? We'll definitely practice that. Okay, moving on. So I want you to use your understanding of rates, work with your partner, which means I want to hear interactions, to answer 3 and 4. All right. Anna can type 123 words in 3 minutes. Caroline can type 220 words in 5 minutes. Who can type the fastest? So let's see if we can figure it out. So basically, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create unit rates. So I'm going to take 123 divided by 3, and that would be for Anna. And if I do that, I get 41 words per minute. 41 words per minute. And then Caroline it would be 220 divided by 5, which is 44. So I think we have our winner. Carolina. Okay. So yes. Okay. So let's all read the problem though. Guys, focus this way. Let's see. May read 403 books in 13 hours. At this rate, what will it take for her to read 248 pages? Okay. First of all, we should find a unit rate, or at least that's my thinking. So it's 403 pages in 13 hours. So what's that going to equal per hour?
31 pages per hour.
Yeah. So that's one way. Actually, let me try a proportion. So it's 248 pages that we want to find out. Oops. 248, not 348. 248. 248 pages in X hours. So, remember proportions, guys? So I'm going to do this. 403 pages in 13 hours is the same as 248 pages in X hours. Okay. Yeah. I want to just remind you we can create a proportion. Yes. So let me do the cross multiplying, right? The butterfly, as I like to call it. So this is 403 x equals 3,224. And remind me, just to show me that you know this, what do I do to solve this expression now? Equation. Yeah. So, Ezra, you had something to tell us.
If you just divide 13 by 403, you get how long it takes you to finish a page. Then you multiply that by 248, and then you have how long it takes you to finish. But it's so complicated. It's easy.
But you know the great thing, guys? That's all proportional thinking. That's all proportion. It's a variation of this, basically. So, how many hours is that going to be? Okay. So, trip down memory lane. Number 6. During a thunderstorm, the local news reported rainfall at 1/2 an inch per hour. How much rain will fall if it continues to rain for 8 hours? Use the diagram. This is, well, do you remember how to do this on a strip like this? Well, yes. But say, for example, guys, say, for example, they ask you to fill in one of these strips. Does anyone remember? Well, since it's into 8, let's make 8 even pieces. Let's make 8 even. So make sure you put 8 even divisions, everyone. Do that right now. And so this is ours. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. And what are the increments every hour? 1/2. So this would be 1. This would be 1 and 1/2. This would be 2, 2.5, 3, 3 and 1/2, and finally 4. So this is a graphic way of representing the rainfall, and the rainfall in 8 hours, of course, is 4 hours, 4 inches. 4 inches of rain is a lot.
You put 3 and 1/4 instead of 3 and 1/2.
Oh. Thank you. 3.5. So the last thing, just to show your understanding, try 7 and 8. Try 7 and 8. I'll give you a couple minutes. So hopefully for number 7, you picked 226 square feet per gallon of paint. And for number 8, to find the number of flyers Jackson handed out, it would be 120 over 15 is the same as F over 18, which is D.